Welcome back to another video, everybody. I just wanted to start this one off by talking about a few things, and the first thing I wanted to mention is the door handles. So I've still yet to get the replacement back piece for the driver's side door handle, but it's currently being made and it should be shipped out no later than this weekend. So next week, if everything goes as right, this should be on, and then the door handle scenario will finally be complete. And man, it looks so good. Like, I'm gonna give you guys some B-roll here in a minute so you can take a look at it. But dude, the carbon contrast with just everything, man, it just looks so good in my opinion. Now, moving along to the second thing I wanted to talk about real quick, and that has to do with boost. So I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to give anything away. You guys might have some ideas based off of things that have been happening on the channel recently, but basically what I'm going to say is this: boost is coming by the end of this year. If everything goes as planned, boost will be coming within the next 4 months max. So just make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And now let's go ahead and hop into the video. This ought to do it right here. Alright, now that you guys have gotten a better look at the car and all the mods done to it, because I know last time after I installed the door handles, I didn't give you guys any good B-roll or any good shots of the door handles in. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and start having some fun, man. So I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably already know what is happening in today's video by the title and the thumbnail, but I just want to talk about it a little bit before we get into the hell race, basically. So pretty much over this past weekend, I was watching some YouTube and I was checking out Speed Fiend's channel, and I've actually known about him for quite some time now. I watched him take delivery of his C8 and his GT500 and whatnot. But anyway, I was going through his channel and I saw that maybe a year or so ago now, he did a video about basically just full sends in his 500 plus, I think it was 500 plus horsepower Mustang GT500. It was the older body style, the 2014s. I'm pretty sure that's what it was anyway. Maybe I'm completely wrong and you guys will let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, pretty much I saw that video and I was like, man, that looks like a whole lot of fun. So I decided this week is basically just going to be full sends. So for this video, traction control and stability control is definitely going to need to be off. So let's go ahead and get that turned off. Hold down the button for about 5-ish seconds, and there we go. Now we can break them loose. And I guess one last thing before we get into the full sends, I'll go ahead and mention this now. So for those of you guys who may not be interested in the full sends, after the full sends are over with, I'm gonna go over an updated mods list pretty much. I'm not gonna go super in depth because I made a video 2 or 3 months ago on it, but I've had quite a few of you guys asking again, you know, what all have I done? So I figured in this video, towards the end, we'll go ahead and go over an updated mods list, and I'll link everything below just in case you guys want to pick it up for yourself. So now, with that being said, let's get into the full sends. So when it comes to full sends, nothing really beats the OG throw it over into manual mode, put it in first gear, turn TC and everything off, roll out, get it to about 4,000 and then just floor it. So we're gonna start out with that. Go ahead and get out of here. We'll roll into about 4,000-ish RPMs and floor it. Is a beast. Like, I could not imagine this car with a turbo or something on, or just more horsepower than it's got, because it's so light, and with this amount of power it flies already, man. This seems like a pretty perfect spot for a round 2 right here, so we'll go ahead and pull on out, let it to about 4,000 and floor it. Send right there, boys. Right here should be a perfect spot for round 3. We'll get to about 3,500-ish this time, and then floor it. Got a little squirrely there for a second, man. Coming right up should be a pretty good spot for this second technique to full send. And this second technique, pretty much all it revolves around is you get to about 60 miles an hour, and then you just go foot to the floor like this. And then you get going way too fast, you gotta slow down real quick. So we'll try out that last technique right here again. So you get going, you're about 60 miles an hour, and then you just foot to the floor. And then you slam on the brakes. Alright, so this next technique is arguably the most fun, but it's also the one that'll get you in the most trouble if you're not careful. So pretty much all you want to do for this one is have traction and stability all the way off. I've just got it in sport mode. You want to turn your wheel all the way and floor it. Now it's time to go. We gotta go, man. of trouble for doing that full send technique right there. There is another problem with it, and that is it destroys your tires basically. I mean, if you went out and did that every day for a week, you'd probably have to replace your tires after that week. But there is something you can do to keep yourself from having to replace the tires. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. This is gonna be for you guys who are like me, who can't afford to buy new tires all the time and who don't have a tire sponsor like DDE. All you're gonna wanna do for this one is basically the same as the last one. You just turn your TC and everything off, turn your wheel all the way to the side, except in this one, you find yourself a nice open field and then you just floor it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna have to get another one of those from the outside so you guys can see what just happened, dude. That was awesome. We'll get the GoPro set up about right here. This should be a fairly nice angle. Maybe not. Okay, hold on. This bucket ought to do it right here. And that, my friends, is the most efficient way to have fun without ruining your tires. But you might collect a little bit here and there. Oh my goodness. More than just a little bit. This whole diffuser is full right here, bro. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Okay, I can't really fit my hand back in there. It's just gonna have to be sprayed out with water. Now, there's one more kind of full send I want to show you guys before we get into the updated mods list. But this one also, it can get you in some trouble. So let's go ahead and roll on to that one. All right, everybody, so it's actually the next day now, and there's a pretty good reason for that, and pretty much the main reason for that is because it was supposed to rain today. As you can tell, it's pretty wet outside, and I wanted to let it rain before we did this last full send technique, just so I did not basically destroy my tires yesterday, because after all these full sends, I'm sure my tires are not going to be too happy. And also, one more quick thing I wanted to mention before we hop into this last full send technique, and that is, I said that a few of these techniques could get you in trouble, but I kind of forgot to mention that as long as you're in Mexico, none of these techniques matter. You can do anything anywhere, and you should be good to go. So now with that being said, let's roll on to the last one. All right, this should be a pretty good spot right here, and pretty much all you want to do for this full send is have TC and TC and stability control all the way off, and then you want to put your left foot all the way down on the brake and just floor it with, well, not floor it, but start giving it gas with your right foot pretty much. So just like this. Oh yeah, that was awesome. That was no tire smoke right there, but I mean, it was still fun nonetheless. We found ourselves another good spot here, but this time I'm gonna try in manual mode and see if we can get a better burnout. All right, let's try and make this quick. First gear and floor it. That did not work as planned. We started to move into the gravel, and I really don't want to destroy my tires, but it was better than the last one at least. Let's try and find a new spot. Oh man, right there and this do not go well together. All right, since those were literally the worst two burnouts ever recorded, we'll go ahead and bang out one more of these before we move on to the updated mods list. I'm not gonna lie, that was not as smoothly as I thought it was gonna go either, and the main reason is because it's just so wet out today, man. But now with all the full sends out of the way, let's go ahead and move on to the updated mods list. Get a few revs real quick. Ooh. No pops that time. Some nice ones. Oh my goodness, man, look how disgusting my car is. This diffuser is literally caked with grass. Let's move over to this side. Oh yeah, she's in need of a wash, man. And I just realized there's literally grass all over my car, dude. Oh, goodness. All right, so now that you guys know how to full send your Genesis Coupe, let's go ahead and talk about what is done to this one. Well, actually, I'm not going to talk about everything that's done to this one because a few months ago, I came out with an updated mods list and only a few things have changed since then. So if you guys did not see that video, I'll leave it linked down in the description below. And today, I'm just going to go over mods that have changed since then, and starting with the carbon fiber side louvers right here. I got these from Amazon. They were like $220 after shipping. They took like 2.5 months to get here, but man, the carbon is absolutely pristine on these things. I mean, just check this out, dude. Like, comparing this carbon to the Carbon Creations carbon fiber OEM style wing, like the carbon on those louvers makes this look like chump change, dude. I mean, this looks good, but once you start looking close, this looks way better. Then next up, I got the exterior carbon fiber door handles right here. I got these from 6 Element Fibers. They were like $350, but if you send in your stock door handles after, you get like 100 something back. And then if you use my code Ethan20, you basically can get these door handles right here for $170, which for some carbon fiber door handles is not bad, but just keep in mind they are not the absolute best quality, but for the money, in my opinion, they are definitely worth it. Now the next mod is an interior piece of carbon, and it's the interior door handles in carbon, or the interior door pole, whatever you want to call this thing, in carbon fiber. I also got these from 6 Element Fibers. They cost about $185, but I'm pretty sure if you send your stock ones back in, you can get a deal the same way you can get on these exterior door handles. So I mean, for the money, these are definitely worth it in my opinion, because some carbon accents on the interior changes up the whole interior dramatically, man. It looks so good. Then next up, you got the Solo Performance exhaust, and this so far is by far my favorite exhaust for this car. It is by no means the loudest. Like, okay, I guess when it comes to sound, the ISR race exhaust is still my favorite, but I mean, for daily drivability, this is by far the best exhaust. You get the best of both worlds of the ARC and the ISR. You get the performance gain of the ARC, and you get some sound of the ISR, but not the full sound, basically, because it's not straight pipes like that is. But in my opinion, this is by far the best exhaust for the Genesis Coupe, and it should get you the sound that you're looking for. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention, I got this exhaust from DMZ Rated or Dream Machines, and I want to say it was about $900, but I mean, if this is your first exhaust and you don't get every other exhaust before this one, it's not a bad price for the perfect sound. Now the next mod is not really one that I can show you guys. It's under the car. It's another piece of the exhaust, and that is the ARC downpipes. I got them from GC Tuner, and I'm pretty sure after shipping everything, they were like $300, which I mean is not ridiculously priced for a piece of exhaust, but it's not required, because I mean, the stock downpipes on these cars are more than enough. There's really no difference in between the aftermarket ARC ones that I have and the stock ones, besides the fact that the ARC ones have an ARC logo on it. And also, I think the ARC ones are a little bit bigger around in diameter, but I mean, besides that, they're basically exactly the same. And I would recommend just not getting any downpipes if yours are fine. But if yours start to break or rattle, or like mine did, basically, that's why I replaced them, and that's the only way I'd see it being necessary to get some ARC downpipes. Now, the last new mod that I've added since the last updated mods list video is the Performance Grounding Kit right here from 3.8 Performance. This kit cost about $65, and I mean, for what it says it does, it's definitely worth the money. So basically, these cars have bad grounding from the factory, and pretty much all this kit does is make everything a solid 12 volts and make sure it gets the required power to perform properly, basically. So like I said, it was $65. It was from 3.8 Performance, and I mean, so far from my experience, it definitely seems to be worth it. I've not tested the voltages of anything to see if it fixes it, but I've heard other people have, and I've heard that it brings it well over the 12 volt mark that it needs to be at. So yeah, if you guys are having any grounding issues in your car or experiencing any weird power loss or anything like that, it's very possible that this Performance Grounding Kit could fix your problem. Install was super easy, and I highly recommend this mod. Now, with all these mods that I have installed, this car should be pushing about 370 crank horsepower, maybe a little bit more, which equates to like 305 to 315 wheel horsepower, which is like a 20 horsepower increase over factory. And for all these mods I've done, man, it's really not that big of a boost, but I mean, the car is definitely noticeably faster, but it's pretty unfortunate because just aftermarket support and modability for this car is not that great, and you really can't make it that much faster than it is from the factory. All right, now that is really everything that's changed on the Genesis Coupe since the last updated mods list video. And before we wrap this one up, I just want to say I have something else for the back end coming in here very soon. I ordered it a few weeks ago. It should be here, I mean, hopefully soon. It still hasn't even shipped, but fingers crossed it'll be here by next week or next week, and then we can get that installed next week. But yeah, man, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, do not forget to drop a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments below. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next one.